Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
A group of representatives or delegates. An official document issued by a government and conferring on the recipient the rank of an officer in the armed forces. A special group delegated to consider some matter. The act of granting authority to undertake certain functions. The act of committing a crime. A special assignment that is given to a person or group. A formal statement of a command or injunction to do something. A fee for services rendered based on a percentage of an amount received or collected or agreed to be paid, as distinguished from a salary. He works on commission. Charge with a task. Place an order for. Put into commission. Equip for service, of ships. The state of being in good working order and ready for operation. Put the ships into commission. The state of serving as an official and authorized delegate or agent. A group of representatives or delegates. The appointment of a delegate. A group of representatives or delegates. Authorizing subordinates to make certain decisions. A group of representatives or delegates. Authorizing subordinates to make certain decisions. A group of representatives or delegates. An organization of missionaries in a foreign land sent to carry on religious work. An operation that is assigned by a higher headquarters. The planes were on a bombing mission. The organized work of a religious missionary. A special assignment that is given to a person or group. A confidential mission to London. An official document issued by a government and conferring on the recipient the rank of an officer in the armed forces. A self-constituted organization to promote something. A special group delegated to consider some matter. A committee is a group that keeps minutes and loses hours. The act of granting authority to undertake certain functions. The act of committing a crime. The official act of consigning a person to confinement, as in a prison or mental hospital. The act of committing a crime. Criminal law. A pleading describing some wrong or offense. He was arrested on a charge of larceny. Move quickly and violently. A quantity of explosive to be set off at one time. This cartridge has a powder charge of 50 grains. The quantity of unbalanced electricity in a body, either positive or negative, and construed as an excess or deficiency of electrons. The battery needed a fresh charge. Cause to be agitated, excited, or roused. The speaker charged up the crowd with his inflammatory remarks. Psychoanalysis. The libidinal energy invested in some idea or person or object. Freud thought of cathexis as a psychic analog of an electrical charge. Demand payment. Will I get charged for this service? Direct into a position for use. He charged his weapon at me. Blame for. Make a claim of wrongdoing or misbehavior against. He charged the director with indifference. Request for payment of a debt. They submitted their charges at the end of each month. Cause to be admitted. Of persons to an institution. File a formal charge against. The suspect was charged with murdering his wife. To make a rush at or sudden attack upon, as in battle. Give over to another for care or safekeeping. Provide, a device, with something necessary. Attention and management implying responsibility for safety. A special assignment that is given to a person or group. His charge was deliver a message. Heraldry consisting of a design or image depicted on a shield. A formal statement of a command or injunction to do something. The judge's charge to the jury. Attribute responsibility to. The tragedy was charged to her inexperience. An assertion that someone is guilty of a fault or offense. The newspaper published charges that Jones was guilty of drunken driving. The swift release of a store of effective force. Impose a task upon, assign a responsibility to. He charged her with cleaning up all the files over the weekend. Assign a duty, responsibility or obligation to. She was charged with supervising the creation of a concordance. An impetuous rush toward someone or something. The wrestler's charge carried him past his adversary. A person committed to your care. The teacher led her charges across the street. Cause formation of a net electrical charge in or on. Charge a conductor. Energize a battery by passing a current through it in the direction opposite to discharge. I need to charge my car battery. Enter a certain amount as a charge. He charged me $15. Fill or load to capacity. Charge the wagon with hay. Financial liabilities, such as a tax. The charges against the estate. Instruct, a jury, about the law, its application, and the weighing of evidence. Instruct or command with authority. The teacher charged the children to memorize the poem. Lie down on command, of hunting dogs. Make an accusatory claim. The defense attorney charged that the jurors were biased. Pay with a credit card. Pay with plastic money. Postpone payment by recording a purchase as a debt. Will you pay cash or charge the purchase? Place a heraldic bearing on. Charge all weapons, shields, and banners. Saturate. The room was charged with tension and anxiety. Set or ask for a certain price. How much do you charge for lunch? The price charged for some article or service. The admission charge. The act of setting and holding a course. A new council was installed under the direction of the king. The concentration of attention or energy on something. He had no direction in his life. The act of managing something. Is the direction of the economy a function of government? A line leading to a place or point. He looked the other direction. A formal statement of a command or injunction to do something. Something that provides direction or advice as to a decision or course of action. A message describing how something is to be done. He gave directions faster than she could follow them. A general course along which something has a tendency to develop. I couldn't follow the direction of his thoughts. The spatial relation between something and the course along which it points or moves. He checked the direction and velocity of the wind. The persons, are committees or departments etc. who make up a body for the purpose of administering something. An ordered manner. Orderliness by virtue of being methodical and well organized. His compulsive organization was not an endearing quality. The act of forming or establishing something. He still remembers the organization of the club. The activity or result of distributing or disposing persons or things properly or methodically. His organization of the workforce was very efficient. A group of people who work together. The act of organizing a business or an activity related to a business. He was brought in to supervise the organization of a new department. An organized structure for arranging or classifying. The facts were familiar, but it was in the organization of them that he was original. The persons, are committees or departments, etc., who make up a body for the purpose of administering something. An ordered manner. Orderliness by virtue of being methodical and well organized. The act of forming or establishing something. The activity or result of distributing or disposing persons or things properly or methodically. A group of people who work together. The act of organizing a business or an activity related to a business. An organized structure for arranging or classifying. A document attesting to the truth of certain stated facts. A formal declaration that documents a fact of relevance to finance and investment. The holder has a right to receive interest or dividends. A document attesting to the truth of certain stated facts. Authorize by certificate. Present someone with a certificate. Confirmation that some fact or statement is true through the use of documentary evidence. A document attesting to the truth of certain stated facts. Validating the authenticity of something or someone. The act of certifying or bestowing a franchise on. A document attesting to the truth of certain stated facts. A unit with administrative responsibilities. A unit with administrative responsibilities. The act of conferring legality or sanction or formal warrant. Official permission or approval. The act of conferring legality or sanction or formal warrant. A document giving an official instruction or command. The power or right to give orders or make decisions. Deputies are given authorization to make arrests. Official permission or approval. The act of conferring legality or sanction or formal warrant. A document giving an official instruction or command. The power or right to give orders or make decisions. Criminal law. An act punishable by law, usually considered an evil act. Criminal law. An act punishable by law, usually considered an evil act. Criminal law. An act punishable by law, usually considered an evil act. Criminal law. An act punishable by law, usually considered an evil act. A long record of crimes. An evil act not necessarily punishable by law. Crimes of the heart. A duty that you are assigned to perform, especially in the armed forces. A duty that you are assigned to perform, especially in the armed forces. The act of distributing something to designated places or persons. The first task is the assignment of an address to each datum. The act of putting a person into a non-elective position. Law. a transfer of property by deed of conveyance. An undertaking that you have been assigned to do, as by an instructor. The instrument by which a claim or right or interest or property is transferred from one person to another. Bridge, the number of tricks a bridge player is willing to contract to make. Propose a payment. Ask someone in a friendly way to do something. A formal proposal to buy at a specified price. An attempt to get something. He made a bid to gain attention. An authoritative direction or instruction to do something. Invoke upon. Bid farewell. Ask for or request earnestly. The prophet bid all people to become good persons. Make a demand, as for a card or a suit or a show of hands. Make a serious effort to attain something. His campaign bid for the attention of the poor population. Bridge, the number of tricks a bridge player is willing to contract to make. A request to be present. They came at his bidding. An authoritative direction or instruction to do something.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.